Hello and welcome to your channel Excel. Today we will talk about New Education Policy 2020. But before we jump into what New Education Policy is and what it talks about, we should know few things from the exam point of view, like what India's literacy rate is according to the latest census and how education evolved in India from pre-independence, independence and post-independence period. So, we will first know what is India's literacy rate according to the last census, which was 2011 census. Also, we will be briefly studying the important points related to evolution of education in India since pre-independence period till present. What does literacy mean? Literacy means the ability to read and write with understanding of a person aged 7 and above according to 2011 census. The literacy rate of India is 74.04%. The increase was 14% from 2001. The female literacy was 65.46%. Male literacy was over 80%. The highest literacy in state was with Kerala with 93%, lowest being Bihar with 63%. In the Economic Survey of 2020, it was pointed out that India has the highest dropout rate at various schooling levels. Also, it was seen that the more developed countries spend a minimum of 5% of GDP of their economy on education, whereas India till date has been spending less than 3% of GDP on education. And the concern of less GDP has been solved in the new education policy of 2020, where India will be spending 6% of its GDP on education. We will be talking about new education policy of 2020 in a while, but before that let us quickly see what some important provisions of education and its evolution. Timeline. Education before the advent of Europeans. Before the advent of Europeans, the education was basically religious and orthodox. The education was given in Sanskrit language and which was only by the Brahmins through Vedas. Lower people and women were not allowed to pursue this education. Education with the advent of Europeans. It was Christian missionaries, they were the first to pioneer modern education in India, although their aim was evangelization and not social upliftment. Efforts at the time of East India Company. In 1781, Calcutta Madrasa was started for Islamic studies. In 1800s, Fort William College was started by Lord Wellesley for civil services, which was later closed on. In 1870, Hindu College was started for modern education by David Hare and Raja Ram Mohan Roy. In 1813, this is one of the most important steps taken by Europeans. 1 lakh rupees was to be allotted for education in India from the Charter Act of 1813. 1835, in Macaulay's Minute, Lord Macaulay talked about downward filtration theory. This means educate the upper layer and slowly education will penetrate downward. In 1854, Wood's Dispatch. This is known as Magna Carta of Education in India. It talked about upward filtration theory. Now please pay attention to this act as it has few similarities with the new education policy of 2020. So let us quickly try and understand what Wood's Dispatch talked about. Wood's Dispatch of 1854. The primary education was to be given in vernacular languages. Higher education in vernacular plus English language. At university level, English language was to be used. The Wood's Dispatch also talked about girls' educational, vocational training and teachers' training. The Wood's Dispatch said that education be secular, unlike earlier where education was on religious basis. Also, it talked about granting aid for private colleges and universities. In 1882, Hunter Commission was set up. It was adopted by Lord Ripon based on Wood's Dispatch. In 1904, Thomas Rayleigh Commission was set up. In 1917, Sadler University Commission was set up. In 1929, Hartog Committee was set up. In 1937, Varda School of Basic Education was set up. In 1944, Sergeant Repose came into being. In 1948, Radhakrishna Commission was set up for UGC. In 1964, Kothari Commission was set up. Now this is another important point we should be knowing. So let us talk about a little on Kothari Commission. Kothari Commission, formerly known as Indian Education Commission. It was put forth by Daulat Singh Kothari. The committee of 17 members started to work from October 2, 1964 and submitted its report on 29 June 1966. The commission worked for a period of 2 years span. Name of report: Education and National Development. The 5 members of the 17 members were foreign nationals of US, UK, USSR, Japan, and France. The committee gave recommendations that 6% of GDP should be allotted for education. This feature is present in the new education policy of 2020. Three-language formula and many more things. We are not getting into details. 1966 new education policy. At this time, the Prime Minister was Rajiv Gandhi. And the 2020, as we all know, new education policy of 2020. New education policy of 2020. It is after 34 years that a new policy is coming into being, last being in the year 1986. The 1986 policy was devised in the year 1992. We should be knowing that Human Resource Development Ministry is being renamed to Ministry of Education. It was in 1986 that Education Ministry was renamed to Human Resource Development Ministry, and Narasimha Rao became the first HRD minister. Now the HRD Ministry is being renamed to its earlier name, that is Education Ministry, and Mr. Popriyal being the minister. Now there should be a question in your mind, why new education policy? Why is there a need for a new policy? Concerns related to education. Relevance of topic. Most of the things we study are never used in our lives. Education versus jobs. Even if we get educated, no one finds a job. There is percentage-centric study. The education is so much percentage-centric that even student with 80 to 85% does not get enough college or the college of his or her choice because the percentage criteria is quite high. Rote learning, to be particular, Ratta learning. The new education policy is based on the recommendation of Sir Kasturi Rangan, drawing inputs from the earlier committee report of T.S.R. Subramanian. Reforms. Universalization. The education will be universalized based on the early childhood care education. As education is part of the Sustainable Development Goal number 4 and the target being 2030. Second, foundational learning and numeracy. The policy will be on foundational pillars of access, equality, equity, affordability, and accountability by the 2025 target. Right to education is being increased from 3 to 18 years. Earlier it was 6 to 14 years of age. This will enable students to study free and compulsory education. Right to education comes under Article 21A. Fourth is learning from very beginning. Children from 0 to 3 years of age will be taught at home. The parents will be given instructions on how to do so. Education in mother tongue up to class 5. A mother tongue here does not necessarily mean the language which the child speaks at home. It means the language which the child understands at minimum efforts. As although it says mother tongue, particularly it is not possible in India, as India is a diverse nation and Constitution allows its citizens to stay in any part of the country where it wishes to. Sixth, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 education circular. Seventh, holistic assessment program card of children. The progress card will have remarks of child himself, his classmates, the teachers. This will provide the child with 360-degree approach. Vocational training after class 6. 100% of gross enrollment ratio by 2030. New assessment center called PARAK, which stands for Performance Assessment Review and Analysis of Knowledge Holistically. Training of teachers by 2030. Allotment of 6% of GDP. This recommendation was earlier given by Kothari Commission. Also, the inadequate investment was also pointed out in Draft New Education Policy of 2019. Why is it important to spend 6% of GDP on education? It can be seen that the most developed nations spend minimum of 5% of GDP on education. Like our neighbors, Bhutan spend 7.5% of its GDP on education. Sweden and Finland 7%. Also Zimbabwe spends 7% of GDP on education. Board exams will be made easier and will be in 2 phases. That is for 10th and 12th exams. The undergraduate education to become more holistic and multidisciplinary. The 4 years of undergraduate program and 3 years of degree. In the 4th year, the student may do research work which can get them direct entry in PhD. MPhil will be discontinued. What will happen if we focus on education? India will be developed as a whole. It will help achieving the Sustainable Development Goal number 4. It will help reduce poverty. It will bring more gender equality and improve the India's ranking in Global Gender Gap Index, where education is a parameter, and at present India is at 112th position. Also, it will help India's ranking in Human Development Index, and it will promote Make in India. It will help reduce maternal mortality, where it is seen that education plays a vital role. Some steps taken by the government in education field. NISTHA program for training of teachers. EQUIP, which stands for Education Quality Upgradation Program. Atal Tinkering Labs. Swayam 2.0. Swayam Prabha, the 24/7 channel for students. These were few important points which are necessary from your exam point of view. I have tried to cover all topics which are necessary in a holistic manner. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.